Have you subscribed yet? I'll wait. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's continue on with the video. Hi everyone, and welcome to a new video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you are a returning supporter, thank you. In today's video, I'd like to talk about transitioning. So I'd like to give some tips on transitioning and what helped me throughout my transitioning journey. So if you'd like to see that, continue watching. So what is transitioning? Transitioning in the natural hair community means that you're growing your hair out before cutting off the processed or damaged ends. In my transitioning journey, I learned many things. So I just wanted to share that with everyone in hopes to hopefully help anyone out there who is currently transitioning. If you saw my previous video, you know I transitioned for 10 months before I decided to cut off my processed ends. And I did that because I wanted to make sure that I was at a comfortable length before I cut off the processed ends. And so that's why I transitioned for that long. Some people transition for a shorter period of time, and some people may take longer to cut off their processed ends. So tip number one. The first thing you will need, and this is very important ladies, you're going to need patience and lots of it. Patience is key to getting you through this whole transitioning phase of the natural hair journey. You're going to need lots of patience. Just, be patient with your hair. Don't be so quick to just give up. Because there are going to be times where you're just going to feel like giving up. So don't do that. Just keep going. It's going to be a learning phase. It's going to be, you're going to be dealing with two different textures, and you're just going to have to kind of learn how to blend the two textures and just work with the two textures. So, hang in there and you're going to love the results. So tip number two, stay away from heat. Heat is not good when you're trying to grow your natural hair. Heat can alter your hair, it can damage your hair. So if you're trying to rid yourself of processed or heat damaged hair, I would say stay away from heat altogether during your transitioning, and then maybe after transitioning you can do it every so often. But I would say stay away from it while you're transitioning. It's going to make the transitioning a little bit better. Tip number three. Styling your hair. So it's good to have maybe a backup style or some go-to styles that you can go to while transitioning, because as I said previously, you're going to be dealing with two different hair textures. So you're either going to try to find a way to blend them, and the styles I would do, well, the main style I would do to blend my hair was a twist out. So I twist my hair, let it dry, untwist it, and then you could not tell that I had two different hair textures. Another style you could probably do is a flexi rod set or a roller set. You can also do protective styling. So protective styling is a good way to just kind of protect your hair and hide it away until it's grown enough for you to just cut those damaged or processed ends. Also maybe bunning your hair, putting your hair up in a bun. So those are just a few styles you can do while you're in the transitioning phase, just to kind of help, just with the two textures. Okay, so tip number four, Don't compare your journey to others. Don't compare your hair to other naturals. Everyone's hair grows differently. Some people's hair grows faster than others. Everyone's texture is different. Some products don't work for you, may not work for you, that may work for others. So do not compare your journey to anyone else's journey. Just embrace your own journey, learn your own hair, find out what products work for you, and that's just gonna make the process a little easier. You know, for me, watching videos during my transition phase and thinking, oh, I'm gonna get this product and my hair is gonna look like hers. It's not gonna happen, guys. Your hair is different. Your hair is not gonna look like anyone else's hair, and that's the beauty of it. Embrace your own hair and find what works for your own hair. Tip number 5. I would say come up with a hair routine that's going to be good for your natural hair. Start that routine while you're transitioning. That way, once your hair is natural, it'll come easy to you. As a natural, it's common to, you know, not use sulfate shampoos. And I'm not saying get rid of them completely, because I still use them sometimes, but it's good to start to kind of implement some type of sulfate-free product into your regimen. Maybe start to co-wash every so often so that you're not drying your hair out. Maybe have a wash routine where you're cleansing your hair, conditioning, deep conditioning, and start to play around with products so that you know what works for your hair and what doesn't. What may work for someone else may not work for you. I learned that the hard way. Tip number 6. Invest in a satin pillowcase or a satin scarf, bonnet, anything satin. Invest in that. And I say that because if you are not already using those things, it's good for your the health of your hair. And not only that, when you're transitioning, your hair is a bit more fragile because you have 2 different textures that are kind of meeting up with each other, and that line that they meet up is very fragile. So your hair can break, easily break. So it's just healthier when your hair doesn't have that friction, and satin eliminates the friction. So invest in a satin pillowcase or scarf. Tip number 7. Document your journey. It's good to have pictures or documentation just to see where your hair is going, maybe month to month. That way you can see your growth, you can see your progress, and it kind of encourages you to keep moving forward with the journey. So that's kind of what I did, and I just, you know, kept looking back and wow, my hair really is growing, or my hair is really changing. My hair really does look healthier. It's good to have something to kind of look back at and see the progress. Tip number 8. When you finally do decide to cut your process ends or your heat damaged ends, make sure to use proper cutting shears. Too many of us make the mistake of using house scissors or cooking scissors or any type of scissor, and that's not one, not good for the health of your hair, and 2, it's gonna mess the cut up. So make sure you're using proper shears when you finally decide to cut your process ends. Tip number 9. Have fun and embrace your journey. Have fun with your hair. Have fun with the whole thing. This doesn't have to be something that's stressful. You don't have to get upset if something doesn't go the way you plan on it going. Just be patient, as I said in the beginning. Embrace the journey, have fun with it, and just love yourself along the way. I would say if you're not planning on cutting your hair anytime soon, I know I waited 10 months. Just continue to trim your hair. So trim as you go. Every couple of months you can start to trim the relaxed ends or the heat damaged ends. Just start to trim that hair away, and then eventually your hair will just grow and you'll have fully natural hair. And if you decide to just cut your straight ends or relaxed ends or heat damaged ends, whatever the case may be, it's okay to wait till you are at a comfortable length. So that's what I did. 10 months. I was still not very comfortable with the length, but I was just a little bit over trying to deal with the two textures. So guys, that is all the tips that I have for today. If you have any other tips that you'd like to share, please leave them down in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe, follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.